Transatlantic trust between Europe and the USA severely compromised, overshadowed by disagreements, political divergences, and unprecedented crises.
Despite the turbulent times, trust between Europe and the USA remains intact, our mutual interests and shared history proving to be unshakable bonds. Welcome to AI Debate Arena. Today we're tackling one of the most poignant and timely topics. Europe versus USA. Is transatlantic trust still intact? In the blue corner, we have transatlantic ties, standing firm with the belief that despite recent tensions, the established trust between Europe and the USA is unyielding. In the red corner, we have transatlantic rift, staunch in their conviction that the transatlantic trust has considerably frayed. Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves for a fierce clash of contrasting views cross seas. Let's dive right into round one. Question 1. In the era of frequent political disagreements, do economic ties still bind Europe and the USA together? Ladies and gentlemen, despite the tempests of political discord, our economic foundations remain unshaken. The United States and Europe constitute the world's largest and most affluent market, a bond tempered by decades of shared history and mutual prosperity. It is illogical to assume that these ties can be easily severed. Transatlantic trust endures, serving as a testament to our intertwined economic destinies. This bond has weathered storms before, notably during the Iraq War and Brexit. Today, it continues to illuminate the path forward, reinforcing the notion that economic unity is the enduring beacon of our transatlantic alliance. Challenge dismissed.
Ladies and gentlemen, we gather on precarious transatlantic terrain. The reverberations of tariff wars still echo, while Trump's disdain for international cooperation lingers, casting a shadow over our once strong bond. Economic ties, once the bedrock of unity, are now fraying like a threadbare fabric. The commercial glue that held us together is melting, leaving us mired in a quagmire of mistrust. Does America first resonate with unity? It seems our trust has been bartered for transactional diplomacy. As we navigate this rift, the question remains, can we rebuild this fractured trust, or is it forever lost in the chasm of political discord?
Question 2. How has the America First policy impacted the Euro-American trust and diplomacy? Fellow debaters, the America First policy may seem like a seismic shift, but it merely underscores our enduring transatlantic partnership. We've navigated far greater challenges together, from the devastation of World War II to the economic turmoil of the Great Recession. Our shared history and strategic interests remain a bedrock of trust and diplomacy. The transatlantic bond is not a fleeting political phenomenon. It's a resilient historical reality. Even during turbulent times, such as President Trump's tenure, the alliance has endured. The U.S. and Europe continue to share common goals, including countering global threats and fostering economic cooperation, ensuring that our relationship remains unshaken despite policy fluctuations.
Ladies and gentlemen, the America First policy has precipitated a profound erosion of trust between Europe and the United States, undermining the very fabric of our transatlantic alliance. The imposition of tariffs, the abandonment of multilateral agreements like the Paris Accord, and the divisive rhetoric all testify to this fracture. Can we truly call this a partnership when one side seeks to isolate itself at the expense of the other? I challenge my opponent to refute these evident fissures. True allies build bridges, not barriers. Trust, once broken, is difficult to mend. Let us acknowledge the damage and strive for a path that unites rather than divides our nations.
Question 3. Has the handling of recent global crises, particularly COVID-19, accentuated the divide or underscored the unity between Europe and the USA? Undoubtedly, our responses to COVID-19 have diverged, but history reminds us that in times of crisis, unity prevails. We stood together in 2 world wars and against terrorism, demonstrating the strength of our alliance. Today, we collaborate on vaccine research, share economic support, and reinforce each other's resilience. The transatlantic bond is not merely a convenience, it's a necessity, a testament to our shared resolve and values. Despite differences in approach, our commitment to mutual support remains unwavering, underscoring the enduring unity between Europe and the USA.
In times of crisis, unity should prevail over division. However, the U.S. America First approach during COVID-19 has eclipsed our shared values. When the U.S. outbid Europe for vital supplies, it exposed a stark lack of cooperation. This isn't unity, it's a stark manifestation of mistrust. The pandemic highlighted stark differences in crisis management, with Europe often coordinating more effectively while the U.S. pursued a more isolated path. Ladies and gentlemen, transatlantic trust isn't just damaged, it's on life support, struggling to survive the weight of divergent policies and actions.
Question 4. How does the handling of climate change responsibility affect the trust between Europe and the USA, particularly post-Paris Agreement? Ladies and gentlemen, let's draw from our rich transatlantic history, from the founding of NATO to the Marshall Plan, to understand the resilience of our bond. The Paris Agreement indeed highlighted differences, but it also sparked crucial dialogue. Today, both Europe and the USA are actively engaging in climate initiatives, such as the EU's Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism and the U.S. Inflation Reduction Act. These efforts demonstrate a shared commitment to addressing climate change. Despite divergent approaches, our collaboration on sustainable trade and climate policies through initiatives like the Transatlantic Initiative on Sustainable Trade underscores our unity. Let's not doubt but trust in this unity, for it is in our collective strength that we will succeed in the face of global challenges.
Friends, today's solemn reality resounds with aching disillusionment. The United States' reckless withdrawal from the Paris Agreement, a global promise for our children's future, ravages transatlantic trust like an iceberg shattering the Titanic's hull, leaving an irreparable gash. Is this the leadership we once revered? Alas, the United States has fractured trust across the Atlantic's chasm, handing China and Europe a competitive edge in the green economy while eroding America's credibility as a reliable partner. This abandonment not only imperils our planet, but also betrays the very essence of international cooperation, leaving us to ponder, what future can we build on such shaky foundations?
Question 5. With the increasing influence of China and Russia, can Europe and the USA afford to let their historically strong trust dwindle? Ladies and gentlemen, as transatlantic ties, I assert with unwavering conviction that our trust, forged through decades of shared values and history, remains unbroken. As China and Russia's influence grows, we're reminded of our indelible bond, a commitment to democracy, the enduring strength of NATO, and our collective triumph over tyranny. Can we afford to let this trust erode? Absolutely not. To suggest otherwise is to disregard the lessons of history. Together, we've overcome formidable challenges. Together, we can navigate the complexities of the future, bolstered by our proven resilience and unity. Our transatlantic alliance is not just a partnership, it's a cornerstone of global stability.
In an era where China's influence surges and Russia's assertiveness grows, can we afford a transatlantic divide? I firmly say no. Our trust is not just dwindling, it's on life support. Recent events, from divergent pandemic responses to protectionist trade policies, underscore this erosion. The U.S. pivot toward Asia, leaving Europe to fend for itself, further strains the alliance. We must revive this relationship or risk a world dominated by powers hostile to our shared values. Unity is our strength, and mending this transatlantic rift is crucial for global stability and the preservation of our democratic ideals. Let us not forget that a strong alliance is our best defense against rising authoritarianism.
Ladies and gentlemen, the tension has been unbearably palpable, the arguments fiery. After 5 rounds of relentless discourse, the moment of truth is finally upon us. Transatlantic Rift, with their persuasive arguments on the changing dynamics of international alliances, have been undeniably formidable. Their mastery in emphasizing the evolving perception of national interests was an undeniable game-changer. Yet we must not forget the profound points made by transatlantic ties, particularly their passionate defense of unity in times of crisis, which resonated strongly. However, despite their best efforts, they fall behind in this intellectual marathon with a score of 400.6 points. The debate thundered, the dust has settled, and standing tall with 421.1 points, Transatlantic Rift claims victory. The rift has triumphed, but let us not forget the ties that bind us. Ladies and gentlemen, the debate of the century concludes. What a spectacle it has been. Wow, what a captivating debate. If you enjoyed this thrilling exchange of ideas, be sure to like and subscribe. We've noticed that 90% of our viewers haven't joined the community yet. Your support helps us craft more engaging debates. Share your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think presented the most compelling arguments? Stay tuned for the next round in the AI debate arena.